really important, you guys, is that you go through that with speed, you create momentum, and that you learn the process.
Let's go! Show the people that we care about that they're worth it, that we're willing to go fight for them. Hey guys, super excited to be here with you. And today I'm going to share with you the 10 things that I do every single morning. And you guys, I learned this from many of my mentors along my journey in my 12-year career in business. And I know that you're going to get extreme amount of value out of what I'm sharing with you today, because when I started implementing this, it changed not some, but every area of my list, or my life, sorry. So you guys, what I want you guys to understand is that the best way to execute a day, to win the day, is to plan it the night before. So one of the things that I learned off of Earl Nightingale, who was a mentor of Bob Proctor's, he said, actually I remember an interview that Bob Proctor, he was talking about, he got to sit down with Earl Nightingale, his mentor, and he said, you know, how is it that, you know, you've mastered time management? And Earl Nightingale didn't even blink. He said, nobody masters time. You can only master priorities. And he goes, it's very simple. Every night, I write down the 6 things I need to do the following day. So he knows what he needs to achieve the following day. He put it on a piece of paper. He carried it on the inside pocket of his blazer. And in the morning, he'd get up and he would start on number 1. He would prioritize that thing. And so, you know, the key to a successful morning routine, I believe, is, you know, planning your night or planning your day the night before. And so I'm going to share with you 10 things that I do in my morning routine, though, that really sets the framework for my day, so that I can go out and win the day. And I know you guys are here because you want to win the day as well. So the first thing I do without fail is I get up at 6 a.m. every single day. I don't even need an alarm clock anymore. I used to, trust me, I used to. But what I've learned is that, you know, you get at your day at 6 a.m. Maybe you work a full-time job. Most of you guys probably get up at 6 a.m. already. But I'm talking about this world of entrepreneurship, being in business for yourself. You know, one of the things that I fell in the trap of once I went full-time into entrepreneurship, I had nobody telling me where I needed to be, what time I needed to be there. And so this was something that I had to learn over time. I found myself sleeping in, starting later in the day, a little bit groggy, running behind. And so I said, I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. every day. I'm going to start my day. And through mentorship from some of the world-class leaders, thought leaders, personal development leaders, motivational speakers, I identified some things that I implemented in my daily routine that helped me win and conquer every day. The truth is, if you're not going to get it, that day is going to waste, you guys. And so up at 6 a.m. every single day. And then what I do first thing before I even get out of bed, I think on 5 things that I'm extremely grateful for. Gratitude is the key to bringing more in your life. You know what I mean? I also believe that gratitude brings you closer to your source. And, you know, there's a good book that says, draw nigh unto God, and then God will draw nigh unto you. And I've found that the best way to draw nigh unto God is to refresh myself in the things that I am grateful for. So before I get out of bed, 5 things that I'm grateful for. I'm like, Father, thank you for your favor today. Thank you that you've given me another day. I always say, good morning, Lord, you know? And so I frame my mind for gratitude right out of the gate. Then what I do is I like to get up and I read 5 to 10 pages of an inspirational book. Something happens for me, guys, when I'm reading. It's thought-provoking, you know what I mean? It gets the creative juices flowing. Books that I'd recommend to read in the morning to framework your mind in the right way again. Obviously, the Bible. I believe it's the greatest success book ever written. Another great book, Magic of Thinking Big. Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. I highly recommend that book for anybody and everybody. U Squared by Price Pritchett. Another phenomenal book, thought-provoking book. Challenging book for you to read, extremely inspirational, is As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. There's so many more. You know what? In the comments, I'll go and I'll put like my top 10 reading list in there for you guys. to add value. These books that have transformed my mind, help me renew my mind. So 5 to 10 pages every day. Then what I do is I write. You guys, something happens for me when I write. It gets the creative juices going, like I said earlier with the reading, but it allows me to think about what I'm thinking about or think about what I read. It helps me meditate on it. It gives me ideas. There's always something going on. Remember, I talked about the night before, I've got the list of things that I want to, accomplish the next day. And, as an entrepreneur, understand that you're solving problems. The best definition I've ever heard of an entrepreneur is somebody that solves a problem at a profit. The bigger the problems you solve, the bigger the profit. And so what I've found is reading 5 to 10 pages a day, writing, it lets me think on what I'm reading about. I get all kinds of ideas, the creative juices get going. And usually these ideas that pop into my mind while I'm writing help me solve some of the issues and the problems or some of the things that I'm trying to accomplish during that day. And then from there, what I do, I have a binder. I read out of this binder every single morning, you guys. And all of this stuff happens very quickly. You know what I mean? But in this binder, I tell myself who I am. The qualities and the characteristics and the virtues and the principles and the philosophies that I want to exhibit. I want to inhabit me. You know what? I got to tell myself who I am. And I do this every morning before I face the world. Because here's what you guys need to understand. And this is my personal belief. If you don't tell yourself who you are, if you don't program yourself, right? Once you go out and face the world's going to tell you who you are. You're going to be programmed by the world. And, I always say when I share with people, there's only 2 things that come natural to human beings: crying and sucking. For those of you that are watching this, maybe you have children, I'm telling the truth, right? You had your baby, and the only thing your baby knew how to do, your newborn, was how to cry and how to suck. Everything else is learned behavior, programming. So, we're programmed. The learned behavior that we have, our habits, our belief systems, these come from growing up in the homes that we grew up in, the radio that we listened to, the TV, our peers in school. So just understand that we're all being programmed. I'm a firm believer that whatever entertains you, trains you, right? And so whatever you tune into, you turn into. And so every morning I read out of my binder and I tell myself who I am. I don't let the world tell me who I am. And then I can face the day knowing who I am, right? I'll give you an example. One of the things that I do, as you can see, there's 10 pages in here. My goals are in here. I keep my 3-month goal, my 6-month goal, my 1-year goal, my 3-year goal, my 5-year goal, and my 10-year goals are all written out here. I review them every morning. But the first thing I start with out of this binder is my I am statements. I'm going to read them to you right now. I'd highly recommend you do this same thing because you get to program yourself. You get to tell yourself who you are, what you're about, what you stand for. And so I say, I am loving, I am compassionate, I am vibrant, I am grateful, I am courageous, I am strong, I am certain, I am charismatic, I am sincere, I am gentle, I am humble, I am genuine, I am authentic, I am patient, I am persistent, I am faith-filled, I'm positive, I'm solution-oriented, I am disciplined, and I finish what I start. You guys, there's so much more in here. If you want an example of some of the things that I read to myself, what I tell myself, how I program myself every morning, go ahead, put it down in the comments below in this video. And what I'll do is I'll actually make a PDF of these so I can share them with you to get your ideas on the qualities, the characteristics, the principles, the philosophies that you want to exhibit so that you can program yourself with them as well. Then what I do from there, I review my day planner. Remember, I've got my schedule in my day planner the night before. I just review it really quickly at a glance so I know where I need to be, what calls I need to be on, what Zooms I need to be on. At the time of filming this video, we're in quarantine right now. And so no live events, but I know in the very near future, any live events that I need to be at, that I get to be at. So I review my day planner. And then from there, I head to the gym, guys. You got to exercise. To be an entrepreneur, to create six figures, multiple six figures, seven-figure annual incomes, you need energy. You need energy. And what you don't use, you will lose. And so I head to the gym after I do this morning routine. This whole morning routine that I shared with you guys, the reading, the writing, the thinking, the reviewing, the programming myself, telling myself who I am, all of this happens, you guys. It takes me roughly half an hour. Like half an hour that I invest into myself. See, my financial philosophy is pay yourself first, right? Another thing I learned from a mentor. Well, every morning I invest in myself first. It takes roughly half an hour. And then after I review my day planner, knowing where I need to be, what calls I need to be on and all of that, I leave for the gym. I head to the gym, I do some, weight training and some cardio exercise. I do that 5 days a week, sometimes 6. I highly recommend, if you're not going to the gym, that this is something you incorporate in your life. And maybe, maybe going to the gym isn't something that where you can get right away, but you got to just start one foot in front of the other. Maybe it's just walking around the block, but you got to get the juices flowing. You got to get the blood flowing, and nutritious foods. You need energy. You guys want to have long-term success. See, success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And the truth is, you can get better in every way, every single day. And I believe that if you implement this morning routine into your life, you incorporate this, you get to the gym, you're going to have the energy to sustain over long periods of time so you can create the financial success, the contribution that you want to in this world. Like I said, it takes energy, but you got to tell yourself who you are. And so I want to encourage you guys, like I said, go ahead down in the comments. If you want access to these things that I have in this binder, how I program myself, I'll get some PDFs out to you. So with that, I want to say God bless you. Thank you for visiting us here, and we'll see you in the next video.